About a year ago, I built this pen for finishing goats. And I'm gonna let you guys know exactly what I like, what I don't like about my build, and what I would have done differently. Let's get to it. The first thing that I like, I used a wire-filled gate. The wire-filled gate is fantastic, and it will keep in goats and sheep or whatever small livestock you have. Wire-filled gate, great for goats. Thumbs down, first one. These rungs are not quite tall enough for jumper goats. What'll happen is crazy goats. They will run a circle away from you, jump up on the frame rail of the outside of the barn right there, and then they'll scale the fence. In order to stop that, I am gonna add another probably 2 rungs to that. The second thumbs down is the fact that I used 4x4 posts. When you go to mount your gates, these studs are way too long and they will come out the other end. That can be a bit frustrating and it reduces the integrity of the post. As you can see, I had to affix a piece of wood right here to keep small goats from being able to squeeze out. I actually have that issue right here on my baby pen that has a turkey that's not supposed to be in it. And so I had to put a crate in front of this gap. So I wish that I had used something bigger than a 4x4. Another thing that I want to talk about is this section right here. So I was having goats that would jump clean over it, no problem. Temporarily until I get it fixed, I put this corral panel in here. One of the things I like though, I made each section between each post about 12 feet. And I did that so that I could put in these panels if I ever needed to. Just in case I wanted to dual purpose this pen for cows, and then obviously, like you can see, a donkey. I like that, but I also don't want to have to donate a panel 24/7. In my fencing videos, I talk a lot about cattle panel, and on this pen, I did use cattle panel, and I did that for a couple of reasons. So number one, it's super, super durable. Number two, this pen is high visibility. It's the very first thing that I see when I come out to feed, and I see it every day when I leave for work and come home from work and all that jazz. So I wasn't afraid to use it here just in case anybody got their head stuck. Now, because primarily mature goats with longer horns go in this pen, I actually have never had a goat stuck in the fence in this pen because their horns are too big. They can't fit their whole head through it. I have had 0 issues with the cattle panel. 10 out of 10 would do it again, and none of the staples have come loose. It's rock solid. I think the only thing that I would improve on this is, let me pull my camera. If you look right here, there's a gap in between the fence and the wall. What are you doing? Turkey's pecking my goat. To make this more structurally stable so there's less flex and there's no play in it, I'm probably gonna put a 2x4 along behind this, cut to fit between the top and the bottom rung, and then staple that in so that it's just solid. One thing that I absolutely love about this pen is that I intentionally built it with this front gate right here so that I could drive my tractor in and scoop out the poop and whatnot. And that has proven to be extremely effective and easy when it comes to maintaining the cleanliness of this pen. One thing that I have done with it that I didn't expect to do with it is actually use it to extend the pen out. So when the donkey came in, I was like, well, shoot, he's a little worried about people. He's kind of skittish, so I need to keep him in a smaller area so that I can get him used to people and help build his trust back before I let him out in the field and I can't catch it. What I've done is I just used these corral panels and chained them together to that gate, and that allowed me to make this, I got to add a solid, 12 times 12, whatever, how many square feet that is, throw it up on the screen. I can add as much square footage to this as I want. I just add corral panels to it. One of the reasons why I want to raise the height of all of these pen walls is so that it can be multi-use. My donkey's not gonna jump over a 42-inch fence, but cows that get a little feisty and when they're in a higher pressure area, they can jump right over. I've had a few that I've had to nail up boards just to keep them from jumping over the fences in the barn. I want to raise all these in here so that I can use them as multi-species pens when I'm not finishing goats in them. Lastly about this pen, it's a feature that I added after the fact that is absolutely incredible, and that would be this right here. I have put a muck bucket on some cinder blocks threw in an auto water top off and piped in a hard line with a cutoff valve right here so that I could have an endless water supply to this pen. Now, I didn't want to use a full-size trough because it's indoor. That's a huge volume of water to be turning over when you need to refresh it. And on top of that, I just didn't want to make a big mess. So like right here, if I want to refresh his water, I can just take it, pour it out, and then as you can see, it's refilling right now. So I don't ever have to wonder whether or not they have water or, whether or not the water is fresh. I dump it out and change it probably once a week, and then it just fills up and tops off, no problem. This valve is very important. I can cut this off if I'm working on the end, the attachment here. Like if I need to replace a seal or something in this auto top off thing. So I could have got a standard 90-degree shutoff valve, but I did get one with a bleeder on the side. If I want to winterize the barn, I can open all the pipes, drain all the water, and then open the little bleeder valve right there, and it will make sure that nothing freezes. We have really hard winters out here in Colorado where we're negative 10 degrees, negative 5 degrees. So it's super important to make sure you bleed out any kind of above ground water system. If you learned something, let me know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see the updates to this pen. Thanks. See you around.